Hello everybody, got another 3v3 for the Reddit tournament. This is game number 3 of number 3 for the best of 3 between Ans and Crna Buksna, I guess. Okay, uh, first things first, Ans is doing Blufor in blue, and in red we got a Blufor for Crna Buksna. Nice, blue on blue. Pretty big map. Uh, yeah, people generally helicopter push the sectors that have capping ability for spawns, just to give some pressure, and if you take it, it's a pretty big bonus. Right? Slow it down a little. Looks like USA. That Boston and the doing a or general Mike going USA maybe. Looks like it. Got a Eurocore or maybe. Firestarter, yeah, probably was Eurocore, just like last game. RDDT doing a mix. Dap versus all this. Probably gonna die. Yeah, because he's not hitting the Cassiope enough. Mirage got it. Yeah. Mirage gonna hurt the Dap. Dap should be targeting the Cassiope before it finishes it. Trying to land Pirates on India. That's an interesting choice. I don't think that's gonna work though. Lost using too many Nanashikis. They're so cheap and effective. God. Needs to change. Alright, we got an LRM coming in on the sector that was being pushed. So this is much better use of an LRM. Firestarter picking up his gameplay by doing this, but it's not going to hit anything of worth. Because, luckily, except for that shot. But yeah, it kind of doesn't matter. They will recover in time for combat. Because he's hitting the back line, not the front. And his tanks still haven't come up yet. Lost just doing a scout on Foxtrot. Golf has literally no one. Of course, you get an Endemon going for Hachinanashikis, because why not? It's 100 points. But the enemy can do that back at him. I think this is a really weird CV placement considering everyone pushes from this direction on Charlie. Well, at least everyone I know. So I would not do it out in the open like that. Especially because flanking maneuvers helicopters all day. They'll see it. It's not good. Things should be moved. It shouldn't be sitting. LRM should not fire from the same spot all the time. But as you can see, it's almost halfway ready to reload. Halfway ready to fire again. Maybe 2/3. 2/3 to go. Eagle coming in. What is he bombing? Over here, is there any AA? No AA, so that's good to see too. Ooh, takes out a couple Nanashikis. Not really value. Recon over here got taken out. Looks like pretty decent fighting over here now. And Demoni using these guys from, I'm gonna say South Korea. And Gaverman coming up over here. Scandinavia, maybe. Maybe. I don't know. Kinda looks that way. Razman using Scandinavia. Alright. Haven't been able to tell until now. 2 Mirages, one from Firestarter, one from RDDT. HC Abrams not getting side shot from the ATGM. I do not know what happened, but both Abrams are able to fire at the enemy. Where is that ATGM plane? Nope, got a cluster plane. That's interesting. CEV, Mike using. Should be moving backwards so that it doesn't take hits. The idea of a CEV is to fire at 2450 range and panic units. Cluster coming in on the HC Abrams, it will do probably half its life. Possibly even finish it. If he targets it. Please tell me you targeted it. Oh. This is what happens when you don't right click the thing when you see it, okay? Misses. When you right click it, you target it, that means that at least 1 or 2 will always hit. Unless the aim rolls were just that bad. LRM being used. Bad spot. I don't know why he chose over here. Should have been up here. But he's still not following it up. Should have been shot over here. Alright. Faust is marking as he needs to get defense there. Whoa, we got shit happening over here, but no, it's 2 scouting vehicles, so who cares? Alright. They recognize something's over here. And it's a recon, probably a sniper squad. He sees it with that, so that's a good choice to do. AH-1J will have a field day of killing these vehicles. Actually, killing it very quickly was very rare, and I usually don't get that kind of luck. Also, it's a good idea to get these up-vetted so that they actually do their job, because they don't have enough armor and life to sustain them. HC Abrams keeping these guys at arm's length so that they can fire. The other one got taken out, most likely by tank fire, yeah. This one probably. Yeah. Don't think that they sent the plane after it. TV coming out for Foxtrot. Bison. He should have had his infantry coming up this way, which he's doing now, so that's okay. Nothing happening here. So they're just sending this around just so that they can spot the helicopter, but he chose a decent place to land it. It's going to take a while to come into to play. TV coming down for golf, so it's kind of going to be at around the same time. Field is kind of even. Let's see. I'd say it's kind of even. Blufor has been. Wait a second. Kind of even. I wouldn't really say anyone's doing any better. Although Blufor is pushing on the mountain versus Red4 not having the mountain, so maybe Blufor's doing better on their side. Red4 kind of let them take a little bit of the mountain. I don't know if it's that big of a deal. It's blue on blue. No Buratinos. Let's see, are there any? There's no artillery for the blue team, and they got 2 LRMs from Firestarter. Personally, I like LRMs. You can also get them as part of Commonwealth. So it's pretty fun to use. You can get them with your tank deck, your armored Commonwealth, which is what I do. Mirage takes out a helicopter. Cobra firing on the other one. FSK should have been brought under it to fire and kill it, because no armor, it dies very quickly. Fusilier's dying to the 5-point transports. That's awesome. You don't want to see that happening as the infantry owner. HGM takes out recon vehicle at the very least. I remember that being there. It's not there anymore. Gaverman versus these poor bastards. Alright, Gaverman's gonna win. Got a ninja from Nandemini. Is it landed? It's kind of low. It's not gonna see much of anything. Should have been put up there so that it can see across to here. Flank maneuver. Alright, what do we got here? We got LRM on mortars. That's a good choice. No, it isn't. It's not on mortars. What are you doing? Firestarter, man. You gotta do it when you're pushing into it. Otherwise, don't fire. Should have counter batteried that. Would have gotten a good score. LRM is pretty good for counter battery as well. Fast aim, fast reload. It's exactly what you want. I don't know why he did that. He's not pushing. It's a waste of ammo. Okay. Could have used it over here. Could have used it over here, here. Counter. Nowhere else really to use it. And now the enemy is pushing up. Let's see what happens. Let's see. So his LRMs are, I think, reloading for the whole time. HC Abrams getting hit by ATGM's infantry squad, so they're not going to really last that long. They're spotted because of the Rangers, is what you want to do. You need recon, otherwise they wouldn't be spotted and the tanks would be pretty fucked. And the poor ATGM squads get ruined. Smoke being used pretty effectively, although the buildings didn't have much to begin with, so it's not going to matter. The tanks are what you need to block, and he's doing that just now. Should have had tank support. So when you use smoke like this, alright, I'm gonna pause it. Deal with this. Alright, so when you use smoke, excuse me, throat's getting clogged up. So when you use smoke like this, it means that the enemy cannot see you from those positions, and you cannot see them. So if they had a lot of infantry there, that is not what you want to do. You do not want to smoke them if there's a lot of infantry. Typically people don't put a lot of infantry in here, so it's okay if you bring overwhelming infantry to fight it. And the reasoning is that you'll have fire support, whereas they don't. You want your fire support to help. Alright, so their tanks block line of sight finally, so should be able to do something with this infantry, but probably not because he has no real tank support. He also can't spot the Nanashikis, so they will kill these Leos maybe. There's some fighting over here, yeah. Fighting over here, yeah. FSK infiltrated over there. Sniper squad coming this way. This is a really long gameplay choice. Alright, so the fight over here isn't gonna do that much. It's identified. It was too concentrated, and it didn't do anything. It's also not threatening because the CV's over here. He has to worry over here though. Mat squad in a bad position. CV taken out over here. Nice. Maybe they just capped it just now. I don't know. Didn't notice that. So all that smoke didn't do anything because he had so many tanks. They just moved up to shoot, and there was no tank fire to help kill the enemy tanks. So good play by red. Blue almost did it though. Blue is attacking from the mountain, but without any infantry again. So this has been a pretty high contention fight. I'd say it's pretty even again. I mean, they just gotta bring a CV here and they'll hold it off again. So LRM being used improperly yet again. So LRM should have been saved to help whatever the fuck happens here, or to thwart the push that was happening over here. But he's using it very inappropriately. There's nothing to push here. If it's in buildings and you have nothing to fight it, who gives a crap? What are you hitting it for? Alright, next thing. Okay, vehicles, whatever. Nothing's happening. So if he actually... Alright, if my man Nandem and if he brought his ninja up to here, he would have spotted that CV. But because he was here, I don't think that he saw it. Really doubt it. Just because it's just too far from here to there. It's not 5,000 meters. Exceptional optics does that. Okay. Hachinana doing alright. Countercapping Foxtrot, no wonder they have +2. Alright. So it looks like the Red 4 team has too much crap on top of this. Personally, I'm not a fan of putting a CV in the forest back over here without... I'd rather have it closer to the front, away from the edge, so that you can defend it a little bit easier. And having helicopters above, so that, you know, you have your screen and your shitty vehicles to screen as well. Hachi Nanashiki's moving. See if they notice this. Yeah, so they see that. So this doesn't have recon. Okay, the Wildcat does, but might be taken out by the Hachi Nanashikis, most likely. Look at that. Look at that bullshit. They're missing so much. Now it's side armor, front armor. Okay, it's dead. Because the Wildcat was too far back. Good optics doesn't spot good optics. I mean, good optics doesn't spot in the forest as well. Okay. So there's no tank to kill the enemy tank, so they will be able to push, which is what they should have done. They should have had this stuff moving forward. Kotal should be moved up a little bit. Yeah, there's no tank support on the right. So they're like, oh, there's a unit there. Fern Spar could just go right straight here. Blackhawk has poor optics versus exceptional stealth. They can go around 1,000 meters. You should understand that. Andem and I and a bunch of other people made spreadsheets that tell you pretty much all the hidden information about this game, and you should check it out. It's on Reddit. The hidden knowledge spreadsheet. Leclerc on the field finally. So the super heavies are coming out from Firestarter. Now, these fires are started because of the mortar use, which has been pretty constant, I believe. Okay, 2 different players have mortars. Okay. I personally prefer putting them in 2 groups like that, or, I mean, this way or that way, as long as they're firing together. I would group them as one hotkey. That's what I'm trying to say. Because one mortar literally does nothing. I like to have them split, though, the way that Foss was doing it. Because you can press your hotkey and then grab the left one, and then, because when you hotkey something, that you have 2 of them, finger and, okay, we got W and S. It'll have W in one position, S in the other position, and it'll never change as long as you don't change the hotkey for grabbing them. Did a CV die? No, he was just moving it. Oh, he got clustered, but there's nothing there. Okay. And that'll just allow you to fire on the same spot at the same time, and also give smoke at different times, instead of having it to, which Mike had a little bit earlier. They're getting counter artillery, yeah, by these. LRM would do counter already actually pretty well, counter battery stuff. LRM coming in. I kind of approve of this use. I don't approve it over here because he has nothing really that would cause this to do anything, and he doesn't even know if there's units over there. But he knows there's units over here, so this was a good use, but nothing to follow it up. Again, just timing it very poorly. And then the slow push over here, you really got to get your special forces and flank around. I don't know why. It never happened. Also, I don't know what happened to the ninja. Maybe that's what the rover killed, probably. There were no other helicopters. Alright. That's my guess. I don't know. Didn't notice. Sorry, guys. Leo 2A4 leading the push against the poor bastards with no tank support. Okay. Except for this, which is not going to be enough. The clerk pushed back because it got hurt. You see Abrams out in the open. Patriot command tank. Wow, they're going heavy over here. HC Abrams probably should have been relocated to fight these tanks out over here. ASF's coming out. This is a good time for ASFs to come out when you're beginning your push or just a little bit after your push starts to engage the enemy, so that, you know, you gotta wait for the enemy to react by sending their plane out, so you don't want to be there first with your ASF, because you'll scare them, and you don't want to scare them, you want to force their hand. Let's check out on the FSK and the front spar. They're getting in the back of the base, but okay, yeah, they have a Cobra on the CV. That should be pretty okay. And they have, okay, I don't know this MD Jupiter being on top of the CV. Nothing happening to that Centurion, nothing happening in the mid. Nothing happening on this front, just over here. I mean, just imagine. It's a really bad CV placement. You just put any recon over here, and you'll see it. Okay. Getting back to here. So, they're moving the CV. The enemy knows where it is. And there's no AA okay, there is AA at the front, it's just not moving up properly. It's Crotal, should be getting resupplied. This helicopter should have moved up as well, somewhere around here, just to deny more territory. Oh, got it. I don't know what the block did, I really don't. Sorry. LRM firing at God knows what. Man, Firestarter, you were doing so well the last game with it. What the fuck? Also, you know where the CV is, just hit there. Alright, what are these marks? Attack markers over here. Okay. Well, it's too late. Freaking. Oh, we got a super heavy from Mike. Cool. Still has his 2 HC Abrams. Maybe we get a good push over here. I think that he would be able to win the push if he just sends the 3 super heavies and a couple of recon. Just 1-2 punch so many things. Okay. Cobra gonna die to the Crotals, of course. I mean, if you stop fire. I don't know why he's not. Like, K1 really that scary? Like, oh. There we go. Yes. SKB hitting the M1A2. And the Crotals go down, and so does a tank get hurt. Okay, one of the other things. This M1A2 getting mortared, and the SKB should have let it get into this ATGM Milan squad range when it was stunned. It was stunned 3 separate occasions, I think. At least 2. And that would have been 3 shots by an ATGM. So, poorly timed. Like, when you get really good at this game, you understand the timing, and you can apply it very well, very frequently. Like that 200-page Sandy Fox guide. Timing is everything. Using your units properly. Don't clump them up. Which, I mean, they're doing pretty well. They're not entirely on top of each other. This is a good front attack right here. It's a pretty good arc against the enemy's small reserve here and maybe there. So they're taking Foxtrot back, but it's really slow. They're behind by 250 points. That's ridiculous. SKBs. Razman really didn't need the planes, and SKBs aren't that good at attacking from distance. SKBs are pretty awesome for base defense. That's like the only time I really would use them. Or when you know the enemy AA is weak. Clearly because they have no ECM. But they shine because of how fast their rockets reload. HGM Milan's wasting it on literally nothing. 5-point transport that has no weapons. Oh god. It's when you send the tank or something. LRM coming in on... sort of on this pocket, but he can't. He should have known there's nothing there. It's like his units would have been moved up to fight. I don't understand this. I don't know. The timing is not. You know what? If he's using this to push up on it, you know what? Even if there's nothing there, I think that's a better. It was better use. This is exactly what you're supposed to do. Recon on the front, panic the enemy, get tanks up there, and infantry to follow. Much better play right here by our red team. Ayamarashiki's coming up, so this is gonna be halted pretty hard. Oh god, 3 of them. Man, you floated so many points. What the fuck? Alright. Yeah, that'll be able to hold them off. See what's happening over here. They're not even using them to really screw with the enemy. It's kind of weird. They see the Cobra, though. So you should be able to guess the CVs around it. Defense, Firestarter. Why is he putting a defense marker there? There's nothing there. You've been hitting there 3 times with your fucking shit. Maybe he wants his allies to get there. I just think the LRM use, that was the one good time he used it. It was almost perfectly timed for his tanks and stuff, his allies' tanks and stuff, to roll up and hit whatever was getting panicked and stunned, which is perfect timing. But his first 2 were complete whiffs. Alright. Oh my god. It's still alive, guys. Look at the fucking Milan squad. They suck dick. Would have been. Oh my god. It hits. Finally. Okay. After probably 8 missiles. That's terrible. SKB coming in for the 1-2. One of them gets hit by a Patriot. Kaimarashiki got hit really hard. He probably would have gone down if that rocket went onto him. It was only 3 out of 4 as well. That's crazy. Alright, it's because he has 3 top armor that he took so much damage. American tanks made of sterner stuff, 4 top armor. Okay, yeah, wow. That really halted those 2. It's a good choice. Good. Worked out better than I thought, but the Patriots certainly paid off. Saved one of the tanks a major repair bill. But Red 4 won't be able to push just yet. They need also better recon. They need very good optics, so a recon infantry squad. See, nothing else really. Blufor took back over here, Nendemini, the like awesome player for really small, cheap units. He micros them pretty well. Maybe he just lets them fight on their own. Just has so much stuff and overwhelms you, but he does it very well. I'm actually surprised. He probably could, if he just thrusted this forward. No, he doesn't have a tank. He would have lost it over here. Okay. And he just, as you notice, he just sent 2 vehicles to spot what's killing him and can't do anything about that tank just yet. The real fights over here, we got Dirty D and Firestarter fighting over here. Razman's holding the front on the other side of the map. Firestarter holding the mid. Sort of. Oh man. Do that push over here again, guys. I want to see that. That would win. All the tanks are down here, which makes sense, right, guys? Also, we got a push over here. What happened to that Leclerc? I think the Leclerc got taken out. Yeah, STR 121 coming up as super heavy for Scandinavia. Small, awesome units. Pretty weird positioning. These will get taken out pretty easily by everything that's there, so they don't need to call in extra stuff. A bunch of AMXs. Where's your recon, man? You can't see any of the shit that's gonna kill you. Good optics is not enough. This IP Abrams is wrecking this Leo 2A1. That is crazy. There we go. There we go. Finally. Alright. 4th Kaimarashiki getting called out. Okay, so we got decent AA over here actually. I would have preferred a Mistral to be moved into this group because the planes will come in from this way. so the Mistrals will maybe fire if they come from down, which they shouldn't. This is a waste of Jaeger, I think. Just send your Hachinanas. LRM did absolutely nothing. That's incredible, but they panicked everything, which is its purpose. That's not meant to kill. See this Centurion? It's spotted so easily. And he pushed up. I'm sorry that we didn't get to see it, guys. But what you can guess is that, let's see what tank he has. No tank. He used a plane to take it out. That's what that GR7 was coming in for. And it took out one of the tanks, the Leo 1A5. Centurion, again, it's in a bad spot. It should have been placed back here or inside the buildings. Preferably back here based on how well he's held over here. GR7 coming in again. Going for the AA group? No, trying to twist it on the STRV. GR7 survives. Okay, so we got a fight over here. This is a slow push by the enemy. It's working out pretty well. This is a faster push because there's less resistance. This is exactly what you want. But there's no AA. So he just needs a ninja and he'll defend it. Until a Mirage comes around. So he knows where the Centurion is and everything. He got shitty infantry going out for it. But this AH-1J will kill whatever's seen. So this should be pretty well defended. Wouldn't be worried, personally. Cobra's gonna see it, and it's calm by now, so kills it. Poor guys. Should have known better. Alright, so M1A1 got called out, and a Bradley, so they see this. This was poorly timed, and they recognized it because they saw that their base was attacked with LRMs. You needed like a more accurate artillery. You should have moved up the LRMs actually up to here and fired. Would have been more accurate. Okay, infantry doing attack move, it looks like. Yeah. The G's moving up through the forest now for some reason. Again, he needs AA to do anything to that. Bradley gonna be taken out. Why isn't this firing? Maybe I can't see it. Not yet. I don't know why it's not firing. There we go. Maybe it didn't have line of sight until now. Bradley's gonna die to Jaeger or that. There we go. What else do we got? Nanashiki taking out the Cobras. Oh my goodness. Freaking autocannons. Alright. Autocannon goodness. We got a plane on the outside. It's probably an A. Oh, it's probably a bomber. 30 people. Yeah. Oh, but it's not flying for the base. What is he doing? What are you do? Oh, you're doing a normal expect. Okay. Alright. So he's doing what people predict by, you know, people normally put the CV somewhere around here, and guess what? Nope. Alright. Using a helicopter to spot the enemy force, exactly what you're supposed to do. Alright, so this push is getting pushed back. Looks like blue's gonna push back, but it'll get held by the mountain. LRM, is it gonna be used properly? I think it is. Oh, it kind of is, but there's nothing really to help them. There's no fire support on it. CFV gets the hit in, but dies to the PVGRP. The RBS ATGM squad. Doing work. That got already 160 points. Those bastards. Alright. Bavarian moving up. Centurion is safe, surprisingly, but that's because he was didn't use. If he used the 2 bombs from the GR7 on that, would have been perfect. Cobra moving around. It probably will die to the Jaeger. Surprise, based on veterancy. Ooh, he got the hit. Maybe. Wow. I'm actually surprised that the Jaeger haven't killed the Cobra yet. Alright. That is unbelievable. I would have lost my Cobra. Okay. We got a push coming on mid. Nothing's happened here, so that's good. But mid is getting attacked without smoke because you don't need smoke when you have all this fire support and you know that the enemy has very little. So I know a lot of people would have used smoke, but honestly, you know the enemy has barely anything and you have 8 units with 8, you know, MGs and you have fire support. Don't smoke your own fire support. Okay? Use smoke to cut the angles that the enemy can fire on you. It's the only purpose of smoke. And, you know, blocking line of sight, which is harder. So this was a good choice not to smoke. I don't even know what happened to their mortars. Did they even Did they die? No, they're back at the base. I don't know what the hell they're doing with it. Kaimarashiki's repaired up. There's 3 of them. They lost one of them? One, nope, all 4 are alive. Holy shit, the enemy's not pushing through that anytime soon. Even if they're not fully hailed. Patriot got microed so it didn't die to the Puff. The Puff survives. The Centurion is spotted. So an ATGM plane or something will be coming in. CV is spotted as well. Well, it will be very soon. 30D's calling in fire starters, artillery. Fighting Falcon's gonna bomb the shit out of this, but I don't think it's gonna be enough. So pretty much the enemy chose to spend a shit ton of points on fighting over here, which is a very long reinforcement route, or if you need to go all the way back to your base and defend the other side. So this is a very good choice to hit the middle hard with fast stuff. Hornet coming in, that's a dead Centurion. Yep. The low vet one, which is kind of what you do for the games like this, the larger team games. If this TACOM gets hit square on, it dies, but it hasn't been yet. And there's 2 LRMs firing. Again, if he brought the LRMs up to around, well, up to around here at this point, it would do a little bit more accurate. It would make the circle a little bit smaller. So they're calling out CVs. I don't know why. Oh, just in case they lose it. Okay. Interesting choice. TACOM dying to the Fern Spa. Okay, I just don't know how to say most of these units. I'm sorry, guys. I'm butchering it. Burns Baher, possibly. But the enemy knows where each of them are, and they lose that CV. So that squad got 300 points almost on its own. Maybe 225-ish. I don't know what the heck just happened there. Another CV. I don't know why they're calling in CVs. They're getting desperate to get points. So this is one of the problems, like they just slow pushed over here and they didn't overrun India and Juliet at the same time. They kept the theater to being this small front for them, whereas Blue 4 got to do this huge front to defend it. Red 4 only had this to fight, which is not what you want. You want the larger arc to get shots from everywhere, and now they're flooding with a lot of cheap infantry, Nandemani's specialty. Hey, is there Faust in here? Yes, with small Jaeger squad. Yep, and Dem and I chose to say screw you to Charlie and push Echo and take it. So that's a pretty good play. And it looks like they had plenty of points to spare because they bought 2 CVs total for this sector. But the enemy knows that there's a CV over there, so they're maybe getting a command tank. Fighting Falcon, bombing runs left and right. I don't know why you're clustering this. What are you doing? You're panicking the enemy, that's all you're gonna do. Didn't even kill any of the vehicles. Alright, LRM coming in on the CV that's back there. Again, you bring your LRMs up so that they can get a better tight circle. Disapprove of this. Also, if you're CV sniping, you really need a Caesar or something. The LRMs are really good for panicking units, not killing them. That's, they're using them to kill, so that's just an act of desperation. Again, if they had a better front, like if they fought from the forest over here, if they had their super heavies in here, they would have killed the relocating tanks because they drove around this way. So that was just, and they have so much shit in there that's not doing anything. They were to just walk up with a lot of tanks. Like all the tanks that were down here, they had a whole shit ton of Leo 1A5s, more than what's down here already, like that's left alive rather. And their super heavies, which they had earlier, they died. But if they had their super heavies, they would have done fine. I think they just pushed poorly on Juliet. They didn't really think it through. But Blufor played better this time, and my team, they played way better. Looking at the ratios of, it's pretty much a, you know, almost a 1-to-1 win kill loss. That's actually pretty close, but the difference is where the units were. And I think Firestarter's team played with too many planes. I don't know if you guys noticed, but there was at least 10, I would say. 2 SKBs, 2 Fighting Falcon bombers, 2 of the cluster, 2 of the ASF, so that's 8. And there were puffs, so around 10, whereas the other team had a Hornet, GR7, maybe 2 of them, maybe another plane, so maybe up to 5 is what I noticed. I don't know, planes are pretty useful on the map, but yeah, as you can see, you don't really need them. Alright, thanks for watching. That was game number 3 of 3 for that series, and Ann's won 2 out of 3, so there you go on to stay in their safety bracket.